What we're going to start with here, one of the important tools that you need is what's going to create your zucchini pastas. What I call this at my job is a spiraler. The real technical name for them I really could not give you, to be honest. Should I say that?
Squeeze up with a relaxed wrist, that limp wrist technology I was talking about. It's not fucking wrist technology.
It's going to be a Mediterranean pasta, or zucchini pasta. Now let me say that again. Oh yeah, damn, all right, here we go. All right, take 5. It's a Mediterranean zucchini pasta stir fry, per se. Okay, all right, here we go. Whew.
Pick a weight that's good for you. Go as wide as you can. And I kind of have to cock my legs in a little bit. Cock my legs in a little bit. No pun intended. Fuck. I can't use that. So after you finish with, now that you're done with, I'll get it right, just keep it rolling. Shit. Tricep push downs, guys. Today we're going to, I can't fucking talk. You forgot the chicken stock.
So we're making chicken stock. This is a little bit of concentrated lemon juice. And we're gonna add a little bit of water. It actually looks like kitchen bouillon. It looks just like chicken stock.
Great fucking blooper reel.
It looks just like chicken stock. So
how to get shit done. Look at that.
We gotta make it happen.
We're gonna do what we do.
We're making it happen here.
Let's get this cooking show underway.
And honestly, we may have created something amazing. This could be an amazing dish and we don't even know yet. We're about to.
Down, guys, we want to stop before we get all the way down here. So we keep the shoulders contracted. When you pull up, come down to about a 60. This whole takeover for sure. Okay. Oh, what up, guys? It is now Thursday night, and today I actually took a day off from the gym for once, which is really crazy. I have been having some back issues lately, and there's never an excuse for not pushing forward and getting to your goal. But I think my years of wrestling are rearing their ugly head again, and this time it's in my left side. Don't know what happened. I woke up one morning with stabbing pain just above my left SI joint. So my right one is the one that they actually did the CAT scan on. They looked at and they were like, okay, dude, you've got so much arthritis in your SI joint. We actually thought in the CAT scan that it had fused together and your SI joint was no longer. What happened is there were so many bone spurs in there that it just looked like it was fused. So this is now affecting my left side is what I'm thinking. And I actually made it to the gym last night. No problem, guys. I wanted to take a video then, but I just didn't have any lighting. I didn't have the camera with me. I went there and I was like, okay, I can't do legs. It's leg day. I can't do legs right now because I'm in such severe pain. I had 1,000 milligrams of ibuprofen in me and it still wasn't cutting it. So I'm like, I can't do legs. What can I do? I can do calves. I can do forearms. 2 things that I need to work on personally. Like, that's great, man. I can bust my ass on calves. I can bust my ass on forearms. So I did that. I was there for a solid hour. Walked out with a killer pump in my calves, killer pump in my forearms. What I did, guys, just in case you're wondering, I started with the leg press sled. And the way I warm up my calves, I take a plate or 2 on there, and I do 30 reps really slow. Some of you young guys can dive right in. But us older guys that have been at this for, 20 plus years, we need a little more warm up in our system. So I usually start with like 30 reps. And then I went to, I think I went to 4 plates, did like 25 reps. Then I went to 5 plates and 6 plates. And we stayed in the 20 to 25 rep range the whole time. And mind you guys, these are really slow and controlled reps. These are, fully extending on your toes, squeezing for a full second, coming back all the way so that literally your toes lift up off the leg press pad, keeping your knees almost completely straight and not using your knees to move or push momentum at all. So this is very slow and controlled calf movement. And when you get fatigued, one of the things that I do when I start hitting failure with that, fatigues is the wrong word. Failure is I will reduce the range of motion and I'll use only the top half of the range of motion and I'll bang them out literally.
I'll use the momentum from pushing with my calf muscles, not with my knees again, guys, just my calf muscles, and I'll bang out, anywhere from 8 to 12 more. And the purpose of that is just to force more blood in there. And when I do that, I just got this crazy pump, walk away, or kind of try to walk away. It's kind of hard at that point, but I get it done. And that's what I did. So I did leg press, and then I went over to seated calf raises. And I've been going toe straight the last month and a half. I'm trying to build the inner part of my calf muscle, and we use this position as well, pigeon-toed if you want to work the outer part of your calf muscle. And I'm just finding that if I use a straight toe position and I push with the balls of my feet, I can really feel the contraction on my inner calf, which is where I need to work. Seated calf raises works the soleus, which is the muscle underneath the gastrocnemius, which is your calf muscle. That needs some work too. I need a little bit of thickness there. So I did, I think I started with 3 plates and ultimately worked my way up to 4 plates, doing sets of 20, very slow and controlled again. And then when I started to fail, I would reduce the range of motion. This was a total of 5 sets there. I did 6 sets on the leg press, 5 sets there. And then I went over to the rotary calf press. It's like a hoist calf press machine where you push your toes. And that one takes a lot of concentration because guys will use their knees. They'll bend their knees and they'll do everything they can just to make the toe press part of this work. Well, if you focus and you really make that mind muscle connection, strict form, not moving the knee at all, and just pushing with the calf muscle, you will find that gives you an incredible pump. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll start pigeon-toed for 10, straight for 10. I don't know if we call this duck-footed or not. With your toes pointed out for 10 more. And I'll do 4 or 5 sets of that. This time I decided to do 20 straight, and I did 4 sets with 1 minute rest in between. So I kept my feet straight, really focused on the contraction. So a total of 3 exercises, but I had, 6, 5, and 3. So that's, 14 sets there is what I ended up doing, with no less than 20 reps on each set. Then I went to forearms, did behind the back wrist curls, worked my way up to 25s on each side, 25 reps down, pyramiding down to 20 reps on everything. Did 5 sets there, did 5 sets of reverse cable curls with my hands close together, about thumbs width apart. Make sure, guys, you're monkey gripping this. If you have your thumbs underneath when you're trying to do reverse curls, you're not going to work the brachialis as much. Monkey grip that sucker. We're working forearms, so we need to work on our strength. Did, what did I do? 5 sets, I think, there? No less than 20 on every single set. Started at 70 pounds on the stack because this brachialis still is, I'm feeling that tear still in here, so I got to really warm it up. I go really slow, get a good hold, and real slow on the eccentric for the first set, up to about 15 reps, and then I slowly pick up the pace, bump it up to 80 pounds the next set, do that again. I don't even count that in my work sets, guys. So I did work sets at 100 and 110 pounds. Then went over and we did hammer curls, did 4 sets of 20. And usually I like to do another set of wrist curls in there before I do those hammer curls, but that was it. I was good. I had this crazy pump. I was really feeling the hammer curls in the forearms, specifically because I was trying to focus on getting that 90-degree angle and getting them out in front of me instead of, a lot of guys will do this. We want to get that out in front of you. And just really focusing on the forearm burn. For some reason I was feeling it a ton, so I just stuck with it. Called it a night, got my post-workout shake, and went home and ate some actual food about 30 minutes later, which is the best thing you can possibly do. So now, today, took the day off. I slept most of the day. I think I took a 3-hour nap. My body was exhausted, I think, from what's going on in my back. It's been about 4 days now. 3 days, 4 days, I don't know. 1,000 milligrams of ibuprofen every 4 hours or so basically gets me to where I can move. This is my body's way of saying, hey, dude, take a rest. So one of my favorite things to do is kind of go hang out in the garage. And you guys can't really see right now, but I'm sitting on the Harley. Just literally, I came out here for a little different scenery. Most of the time I'll come out here and clean this baby, get some of the Meguiar's polish and just polish her up because I got nothing else to do when I can't go to the gym. But it's really comfortable, helps me think. The bike is really freeing, guys. It opens up that heart chakra. You really start feeling free when you ride that thing. So when I sit on it, the heart chakra still opens up for me. Good energy just flows, and I feel great. So I thought, wait, what better place to do a video? And I know you guys can't really see much. Let's see if I can turn this for you. This is my little work area out here, and the mirror's in the way. But you can kind of see back here that wing that's hanging out there. For those of you guys that don't know, when I was wrestling in Florida, just a little tidbit for you guys, I got into remote control planes and remote control helicopters, which is which is an expensive sport, or hobby, I guess. It's not even a sport, it's a hobby. Expensive hobby. I started with the ones that, you fly indoors, you get them all, and then one day I was like, man, and this was years ago, man, this was like, gosh, it's been 7 years at least. These things weren't even popular back then. And I was like, I wonder if they make them bigger. And so I found out they do make them bigger. And I started with helis, and I ended up buying this, it was a 450 I put together, moved my way up to a 500 series heli that did all sorts of 3D stuff. It's crazy, man. These things are so powerful. Here's a quick story. I was flying the 500. I had a malfunction. It ended up crashing. It was in this giant sports field of like 4 or 5 soccer fields. Nobody was there. And when this thing hit, the carbon fiber blades they're over a foot long each. So they're massive. Each blade is like this big. So it's got a gigantic, probably 3 foot span total of this helicopter. And I had to go searching for this other half of the blade. Well, I found it like 20 yards away, and it was stuck in so far into the ground. I had to like get my foot on the ground, pull as hard as I could. When I yanked it out, it had lodged this deep in the ground. So needless to say, they're not toys for people to be around. But I also got into planes. And planes are actually a lot more relaxing to fly than helis because you don't have to really worry about things going wrong. Helis, you got to check every time you fly. If something's loose, you're going to crash. Planes, on the other hand, planes are fun. They cruise. They can go slow. You can go fast. You can do tricks with them. I got really good really fast because on my days off, I got, when you wrestle, you got nothing else to do on your days off. I get home Tuesday in Florida, or Wednesday morning, in Florida after SmackDown taping. I just kind of hang out, and I had till Friday. So I had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Sometimes if I wasn't doing house shows, I wouldn't even come back to TV till Raw on the following Monday. So I'd have like 5 days off. And every day I'd fly, and I'd build planes, and I'd fly, and I'd build planes. So I wanted it. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. And what you see back here, guys, where's my hand? That one right there. That's this plane called a Striker, and it's a Delta Wing plane that I beefed the hell out of, and it's got this crazy upgraded motor. They only made like a handful of them. It was one of those guys that was like on the forums all the time and just kind of made friends on there, and people that were like custom making motors. Massive prop. You actually have to launch this thing on a bungee launcher. It doesn't have wheels on it. It's a Delta Wing, so it's like this big triangle. I've got like wood ailerons out of balsa wood I made. I fiberglassed the whole thing. This is like a 2-week build, carbon fiber reinforced. I had the thing clocked at 136 miles an hour on radar. So, they're no joke, man. They're a ton of fun. So that's one of my spare hobbies that I do. I actually haven't flown in a while just because I've been so busy with Body Spartan. And planes were a good thing for a while to keep me occupied, but my passion is always with helping people, and I don't really know how to help people with planes. And right now, we're helping so many people with Body Spartan that I just can't stop. I'm seeing the comments on Facebook every day about how the Genesis program works and how lives are being changed. And man, I didn't, before I found this, I didn't think there was any hope. Stuff like that, man. It just really hits home. It hits you right here, and you go, I feel like I'm doing something right, and I feel like we're really helping the masses, and it makes you feel good, man. And that's why we set out to do this in the first place, to change lives. So anyway, that being said, meals today, I'm not actually doing anything specific. I'm off the BTS84 program, which is actually, remember guys, when you started watching that series, that was me running through Unleashed, which is our bulking program, and I am in full swing recording Unleashed. We're 20 videos in of over 80 videos. I think we can bang out 20 a week here and get maybe more. Hopefully, gonna be on schedule for a Halloween release, which is the goal. Unleashed is awesome, but I'm off right now. I'm not bulking. I'm just maintaining. I hit 280, so that was my goal, and I'm happy. I haven't stepped on the scale, and a lot of times with bodybuilding, guys, what you're gonna find is you're gonna push yourself hard for a real long time. Let me put this thing in focus a little bit because there you go, I'm stepping back a little bit. I'm not leaning the camera. You're going to find that you're going to go in and out of your drive. How can I say this properly? You will go in and out with having drive. You're going to have motivation. You're going to make tons of progress, but there will be a point when your body just goes, whew, and your mind, it's like, I'm tired. You still go. You still push. but you know when to back off just a little bit. And right now that I'm not running any specific program, I'm in maintenance mode. I'm enjoying my life a little bit more. I backed off the workout slowly. I backed off the meals slowly, just like I'm going to show you in Unleashed how to back off everything and maintain your size. So that's what I'm doing right now. I backed off. I'm down to anywhere between 5 and 6 meals a day, trying to stay at 5. And I've backed off the reps, so I'm not doing 20, 30 reps, 6 sets on everything, massive supersets, giant sets. That's not happening. What I'm doing is I'm doing about 15 reps on everything and finishing with drop sets. Sometimes I'm getting as low as 8. I'm tinkering. And this is something I really encourage you guys to do. So in between programs that you say you got some time off, I'm experimenting, guys. My body hasn't been shocked with some heavy weight in a long time. So just as an example, this week I did back. And I got all the way down to 6 reps with some heavy weight. I think I was doing 270, basically, plate away from finishing up the stack and not swinging that stuff. Slow, controlled, good reps, 6 reps, drop set at the end. And I think I started with 20 for a warm-up. And I said I'm not doing 20 reps, but 20 reps just feels to be good for a warm-up for me. 15 reps after that, and then I pyramided down to 6 on the sets. I think I dropped about 3 or so, 15, 12, 10, 8, 6. And I notched that weight up a bunch of plates each time. Did the same on every other exercise, cut the sets down to about 4, drop set in usually, so I still get the pump, but one thing that I hadn't felt in a long time was some severe soreness in my lats. I kept getting sore, but this was deep sore, so I know that was a good shock for my body. And right now I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to kick the weight up, do fewer sets, do a little bit heavier reps, keep the drop sets in for 4 or 5 weeks, see how that does. Check the scale, check measurements, go from there. I encourage you guys to experiment with your workouts. If you're not doing one of our plans, not doing one of somebody else's plans that's working for you, run through it, you're trying to do something new, experiment. Track everything, guys. By the time you're done with Unleashed and by the time you're done with Genesis, you guys should understand that tracking your measurements and tracking your progress is key to understanding what works. Measure your arms, your forearms, your chest, your shoulders, your waist, your back, your legs, your calves. You got to measure everything, once a week. If you're trying stuff, get on the scale. Check your body fat. These are ways that we measure progress. If it can't be measured, it can't be managed. Learn to measure and learn to experiment, guys, because everybody's body is different. Everybody's body reacts differently to different stuff, different supplements, different nutrition, different workout programs. Only you know what's best for you. So on that note, guys, I think it's 11:30 at night. I'm going to turn in. I think I'm going to do one more motivational video after this. I might splice it in. I got something I want to talk about, which is called the shift. And I think it's going to be really interesting. But I'm going to splice it, or I'm going to save it for the next video. I'm not quite sure yet. I've got some footage from last week I haven't even put together. So I'm putting that stuff together for you guys. Much love from me to you. Team Body Spartan says, what's up? I'm out for the night. So tonight I want to talk to you guys about what we call the shift. It's a term that Priscilla, my wife, and I created, and it's basically making a conscious mental decision that yes, you are going to immediately change your thought process. And let me back up and explain to you guys exactly how this works. So if you are feeling negative, if you are feeling like your spouse, your wife, your partner, your friend, your family member, whoever it might be, has done something to you, is in some sort of funk and they're affecting you or whatever it is, you're blaming them for your problem and for the way that you feel. This is when you would apply this, because most of us tend to blame people when something goes wrong. Most of us tend to blame something else or someone else or some other person for problems in our life. And I've talked about this before. When we can get away from that is when we start progressing in life, when we start leveling up, as so we like to call it. We call it leveling up, achievement unlocked. If we can shift the blame and realize that we are in control, you are in control, is what I'm saying. You control your life. And if what I've said before, if you were the creator, you were the controller of your own destiny, and you pick your life path, would you rather continue throughout your day and start spiraling downward because you're angry or you're upset and just start watching other negative things happen to you? Or would you rather be happy? Would you rather feel good about the day and have good things happen to you? I've talked about this before too. as humans, our molecule, actually everything in life vibrates because molecules vibrate, atoms vibrate, electrons vibrate. There's a vibrational frequency to everything. And science has shown that when you are happier, your vibrational frequency is higher. And when you're negative, it's lower. And so in this kind of esoteric, non-measurable world that we tend to avoid, because we're so deep in the real world, as we call it, we forget that these things, these intangible things that we can't see, are actually affecting our lives. If you are negative, you surround yourself with negativity and you're angry all the time, or you're just not feeling good, whatever it may be, and you're blaming somebody else for it, bad things are starting to happen, you guys. I can't quantify this, and I can't say for certain, oh, absolutely, this has been proven, but watch. Bad things will start to happen to you. I've done it. I've been through it. My wife has, my family has, my friends have, for sure. So we all understand this. If you're happy and you make conscious decisions to be happy, good things start happening to you. Priscilla and I have both noticed that in our life, if her and I are happy together, and everybody's happy and vibrating at higher frequencies, amazing stuff happens. The universe opens its doors to you, and you don't have to go kick down doors. I mean, literally, the doors just open, the seas part. You just walk right through into these amazing opportunities in life. Things like, 1, spending time with my family. 2, business opportunities present themselves. Business goes great. Things with family goes great. Things with friends goes great. Just good things continuously happen when you're in the vortex, which is a whole nother subject we'll talk about some other time. But when you're in and everything's flowing right, everything's good. But things can toss you out of the vortex. They will kick you out, or they will help or make you teeter on the edge of that downward spiral where you get up in the morning and you go to hit your alarm clock, and instead you knock over the glass of water that you left there. That pisses you off. And then as you get up out of bed, you take a shower, you trip over something. And then on the way to work, you get a ticket for speeding. And then your day just, it turns into crap, basically. Well, guess what? You are in control. At any point, you can shift. You can make a conscious decision. And here's what that decision is. The decision is that you are in control. And you can tell your brain, I'm done feeling bad. I'm done having bad things happen to me. I'm done blaming other people. I'm just going to be happy. 0 fucks given. That's it. I don't care. I am ready to move on and be happy. And so what Priscilla and I do is, if one of us has a different perspective, or maybe both of us has a different perspective on an event that happened that day, it's usually both of us. And I would say for most people, guys, it's usually 2 people with different perspectives on a singular event, and then the events that follow. So your spouse, your friend, your family member, something happened, you guys are pissed at each other for whatever reason, and you let your anger get in the way, and you saw it one way and they saw it the other, and you both think you're right, and you both think the other person should apologize or something, or they should do something to make it rectify the situation. Well, guess what? Screw that. Priscilla and I have this thing where we just go, hey, let's shift. And it's a very careful word track we selected, because a lot of times the other person will say something like, hey, can we shift? Can we just shift? Can we just get this over? Can we shift? That doesn't work, because that's still insinuating blame. A very sincere look in the eyes and let's shift. That alone, guys, will do wonders. And what you have to do when you do this is the other person and you have to agree that at that point, you just wipe the slate clean. The whiteboard is completely erased. There's nothing on there. It's a clean slate. There's no anger. There's no blame. You both go, yeah, screw it. I don't want to be mad anymore. What are we even fighting over? Or what was this about? Or maybe you remember what it's about, but you go, it's not worth it. I'll tell you what gets in the way most of the time. It's pride. It is pride that spirals out of control. We both, Priscilla and I, are both guilty of this, where we will understand our pride gets in the way. And when I look at it, sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I don't need an apology. I don't need anything. And I'm probably the one being an ass. It's probably not her. And at this point, I don't care. I just want to get back to the way I was with her, where things are great and things are awesome. If we can evolve to that, guys, if you can get that under control and recognize and start noticing these physiological changes in your body, your temperature heats up, you feel your blood start to boil. You start walking around aggressively. You start, your heart will beat a little bit faster. Your pulse will increase. You'll walk by the other person and you won't make eye contact or something. Those are things where if you recognize that, you recognize the patterns. I always call them a cycle. The cycle that you've been in before, you have to break the cycle. If you recognize those patterns and you catch them ahead of time, or as they're happening and you go, oh crap, that's me. Oh, I know this pattern. I don't want to be here. This, I know what happens next. When you start going, I know what happens next. And it's that we get angry at each other and we start fighting. You don't want to be there. Nobody wants to fight. Come on, man. Nobody wants to be pissed off all day long. When you start recognizing that and you can head it off to the past and grab your friend, your family member, your wife, your husband, and just go, let's shift. And you are both able to take a deep breath and just exhale anything that's holding you back. And you realize that being happy is so much better than being negative and angry. You are going to level up. Like we call this leveling up, another term that Priscilla and I love. It's like the whole achievement unlock thing in video gaming, It's like, let's level up. When you shift, good things will happen. I challenge you guys to do this too. This is something that Tony Robbins actually said, not the shift, but what I'm about to tell you. It's one of the challenges he issued that we've tried that worked amazing wonders for us, was to take a challenge for 7 days and not let any negativity come to fruition out of your mouth. So what you do is if a negative thought enters your head, say somebody cuts you off on the freeway, as soon as you start thinking something negative about that person, you take it, you crumple it up, and you throw it out. It's like I tell my daughter, both Priscilla and I tell Mia this all the time. If something bad comes in her head, we're like, hey baby, write it on a piece of paper and in your mind. And then we crumple it up and we just throw it out in the garbage. We don't have time for that. You don't have any room for that. You don't want bad things in your head. So do the same thing. Take control. Make a conscious effort to just take that, as soon as that thought comes in your head and you recognize that you're starting to think negative, throw it out. Think something positive about that person. Change the way you think. Change the way that you are viewing things. And you watch what happens. Watch the changes in your life. Watch the good things start to flow into your life. Again, I can't quantify this for every person. This is the intangible. This is something that science can't explain yet. They're working on it, but they just can't explain it. But I'll tell you what, guys, it's a massive secret to success. And you talk to any successful person about this, about being positive, about positive mental attitudes, positive mental states, about being in the vortex, about being happy. And they're going to tell you exactly what I'm telling you now. I promise you, this is one of the massive, major keys to success. It starts with the little things. It starts with small things happening to you, and then bigger and bigger and better things. And sooner or later, what's going to happen, guys, is you're going to find that these little negative things pop in your life, and you start accepting them. And you go, oh yeah, it's about breaking that cycle. Remember I was talking about that? And you recognize that. And those little things can kick you out of the vortex, and you teeter on the fence, about ready to go down in that downward spiral. But it's up to you. You are the one in control. You are the one that can say, I'm going back in. I'm going back into that vortex where everything's happy. And I'm going feet first, and I'm diving in. I'm not falling off this fence. Because that happy attitude is so much better than being negative. You don't want to be an angry person. You don't want to be mad at the world. You don't want to blame anybody. The only person you have to blame for anything in your life is yourself. You're in full control of every single situation. You make a decision every time you open your mouth or you take an action. That is your brain taking action, making the decision. You can control it. You can control what you think. There's so much more to life, and we are all missing it. Wake up and see what you are missing. You just have to try. You just have to commit. You just have to take a moment and try. So, together, let's shift.